Well, we'll go ahead and get started. Yay, Florida.
Oh, wow.
And Canberra, nice. I'll start with our land acknowledgement, since I am in Michigan and at Michigan State University. So I'll read our land acknowledgement, and then Anna and I'll get started and introduce ourselves. So Michigan State University occupies the ancestral, traditional, and contemporary lands of the Anishinaabe, Three Fires Confederacy, of Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi peoples. In particular, the university resides on land ceded in the 1819 Treaty of Saginaw. We recognize Michigan's 12 federally recognized Native nations, historic Indigenous communities in Michigan, Indigenous individuals and communities who live here now, and those who were forcibly removed from their homelands. In offering this land acknowledgement, we affirm Indigenous sovereignty, history, and experiences. And Anna, would you like me to share the presentation? And I can.
Oh, yeah, yes, please do.
Advance for us. So this session is Academics as Allies, Critical Dialogue to Enhance Aid Effectiveness. And Anna and I both work with the Toolbox Dialog Initiative, and we'll talk about that. And I will turn it over to Anna to get us started.
Thanks very much. Well, as I said before, and yeah, good morning, everyone. And I'm sorry that I was a little bit late. Okay, so the agenda for today is we have an hour, right? And that's been cut down a little bit, right? So we're going to be sort of pushing on and not sort of wasting too much time in any of sort of the areas, but hopefully giving enough time for some discussion. And just to let you know that this workshop that we do normally takes 3 hours. So we're sort of reduced it to a sort of like a sample workshop that we will do in 1 hour. So we're going to start talking a little bit about sort of what the Toolbox Dialog Initiative is. And then we will actually do carry out a dialogue session. So depending on how many people we have, it seems like that we will have enough for 2 breakout rooms. So Marisa will take one and I'll take one. We will actually give you an opportunity to fill out the instrument, and you'll know more about that when we get there, and have a dialogue, right? And then we'll sort of finish off with sort of like a bit of a co-creation, sort of reflection activity for 10 minutes, and final Q&A and wrap up. Okay, so that's where so that's me. I'm Anna Malavisi. I have a PhD in philosophy. I'm assistant professor now. My areas of focus are really practical and global ethics, feminist philosophy, epistemology, peace and justice issues. But I did want to say that I went to philosophy because I wanted to think about development a lot more, because I actually worked in development as a practitioner for 16 years. So we're very much, and Marisa too has had development experience. So we're very much trying to bring in the theory practice. And Marisa, I think you should sort of present yourself.
Sure. I'm Marisa Rinkus. My academic background is in fisheries and wildlife, natural resource management. I'm currently associate director for the Toolbox Dialog Initiative here at Michigan State University. I work on a host of things focused on team science, interdisciplinary collaboration, socio-environmental systems. And as Anna mentioned, I've also worked in development for a couple of years, and my research really focused on community engaged conservation programs. And that's what led me to work with Toolbox.
So what to expect from today? Okay, so it really is a conversation, right? But it's a conversation structured by prompts. And those prompts, what they are, will sort of become a bit clearer as time moves on, right? And they're designed to uncover differences among collaborators, among us all, okay, that are here this morning, and to enhance communication. So that's what we're about. And so just before we get onto the sort of the TDI part, which is the Toolbox Dialog Initiative, just sort of something to set the context a little bit. So we're at sort of, we're at a development conference at the moment, right? Research and Development Network. And what are some of the characteristics of global development? Well, we all are very much aware that it's a very complex endeavor, right? So because of that, it requires a complex response, right? It's thwarted by challenges and difficulties. And of course, we have to be sort of cognizant that, there are going to be some successful projects, but there are others that maybe not so successful. And another sort of characteristic of global development, which I think makes it sort of very complex and complicated, if you like, are the components, right, of the development context. So what we're dealing with different actors, different teams, different interests, different worldviews, different knowledges, and different strategies and actions. So the idea is, well, how do we work with all this? I have been participating in a couple of the presentations, and, one of the strong themes in the conference is decolonialism, right? And a strong focus on race. But, so this is coming from very different perspectives as well. And this is just a quote from a director of an international NGO based in England. I'm just going to read this out to you because I think what she says is quite sort of poignant, right? So she says, challenging or at least exploring our assumptions in a critical way could reveal some revelatory new thinking. And I believe that right across the sector, there is a crying need for more joined up thinking and less silo thinking, where each NGO is focused too much on its brand and not enough on the change it purports to be making. Right? Okay, so what are some challenges facing teams, right? And so when we're thinking about teams, in this context, we're thinking of development teams. And of course, there are going to be different teams as well, whether it's within your NGO, whether it's in your academic community, whether it's with the community you're actually working with, right? So there are going to be different teams, right? But they're all going to be collaborators from different cultures, whether they're coming from different disciplines, different institutions, but also just coming with different beliefs and different values and different attitudes. And we struggle to communicate because we all understand problems differently. So the root of the challenge, right? This is the problem of unacknowledged differences, right? You are different from one another, but you don't necessarily know how, right? And we tend to assume we're more alike than we are, right? So that's really sort of like, it's really acknowledging and also sort of respecting difference, if you like, enjoying difference, right? Okay, thanks. So how do we respond to this as the Toolbox Dialog initiative, right? So if unacknowledged differences in language, belief, and value compromise interdisciplinary research practice, then acknowledging differences and coordinating, right, and can enhance communication and project integration. Right?
All right.
Did you want to take over, Marisa?
Yeah, I'll take over. So the Toolbox Dialog Initiative is a research and outreach initiative based in the Center for Interdisciplinarity at Michigan State University. We conduct workshops for research teams, for community groups, for research and community-based work. We've done some work with development groups as well as for classes. And so we conduct workshops that are informed by our research and then also in turn inform our future research and understanding, communication and collaboration. So the Toolbox Dialog Initiative enhances communication and collaboration through dialogue-based workshops, like we'll participate in today, and related activities, or what we call our co-creation activities. Dialogue has a great value for collaborative efforts because it helps to encourage effective collaboration. And we say that because we know that collaborations work better when they cultivate a culture that supports reflexivity and perspective taking. And dialogue creates an immersive environment for participants so that you can help to understand and understand alternate worldviews, your collaborators' worldviews, and reflect on those. So we've conducted over 390 workshops around the world with over 2,600 participants and counting, both virtual and in person. And a lot of our work is based both in philosophy and the humanities, but also in the science of team science and looking at small group work and communication, et cetera. And one of the things that we know from this work, from our work and from research that exists, is that dialogue encourages these three integrative practices. One, reflexivity, so the ability to reflect on your own perspectives and to understand how those are similar and different to your own perspectives. Increases your own self-awareness and awareness of others. And then also your ability to, and interest in, right, taking the perspective of others and trying to understand, seek out the perspective and try to understand the perspective of others. And this can be very helpful in negotiating that understanding and moving forward in your work, whatever that may be. So our method, the Toolbox Dialog method, has two parts to a workshop. The first is a structured dialogue that is designed to reveal views, values, and attitudes. And the second part is a co-creation activity that's designed to leverage what is learned in the dialogue. And this can be a number of things. It can involve strategic planning, it can involve action steps, it can involve concept mapping, it can involve creating a glossary of terminology that you'll be using with your group, all kinds of different events based on what the group needs. So when we say that the dialogue is structured, we use what we call the Toolbox Instrument, and it looks like a survey instrument. You'll see it. We use our online web application to administer it. It has a series of statements, or what we call prompts, that help to focus the dialogue. And these are designed to unpack the group views, values, and attitudes. It's sorted into thematic modules. It can have anywhere from 1 to 6 modules, depending on the length of the dialogue. The topics for our modules in development, and today we'll focus on one that is development and one that is knowledge and sustainability. It's made up of rating response items, so it looks like a survey item of agree to disagree. We also encourage don't know and not applicable. And these are really meant to encourage your own reflection and your commitment on particular statements. And the prompts can also suggest topics for other discussions. So there may be, maybe the prompt itself isn't something that resonates with you, but it makes you think of another topic that you want to talk about.
Marisa, can I just add on something just about the prompts?
Yeah.
Just as the topics, in a sense, where, because this is a sample workshop, so we're only sort of, giving you examples of two topics, like development and knowledge and sustainability. And also usually when we are working, say, with a development NGO, the topics are usually decided by them, right? So, a topic like decolonialism, we could definitely develop prompts on something like that. Just want to add that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's important, Anna. Yeah, we work with people to figure out what are the issues that are most important to you and the group that you're working with, and how we can tailor the work. We customize basically everything that we do. So the prompts we're showing you here are sort of samples from other development-based workshops that Anna and I have been a part of. And it's important to talk about the rhetoric of the prompts. So these are dialogue prompts. They're not psychometrically validated survey items. They're designed specifically to promote discussion. They are written to be ambiguous or vague or sometimes extreme. And this is mainly to help you to gauge your where you stand in relation to that issue. So it helps people avoid saying it depends, except you can talk about it in the dialogue. So you might read a statement and you'll say, well, not never. Okay, well, if not never, then when, right? That's something to talk about. They're not written to be answered correctly or incorrectly, but rather to reveal differences in perspective. So the workshop focuses on the dialogue about these issues raised in the instrument. It is an organic dialogue. It is not, you don't need to say, oh, number one, let's talk about number one, then number two, number three. The idea is for participants to follow the instrument where their interests are and for what the issues that are most important to arise in the group. So you can begin anywhere and follow your interests, your insights around the instrument. We facilitate the dialogue, but only in a way that keeps the conversation moving and respects the ground rules, which we'll talk about in the breakout rooms. As a participant, we ask that you respond to the prompts from your perspective or in your experience. And again, no right answers. So by focusing dialogue on issues that really matter to a team or a group, the workshop should support the articulation, sharing, and coordination of project relevant perspectives. And this in turn enables collaborators to understand their common project from each other's perspective in order to make strides in moving forward. So I am going to stop sharing here. I know that we went through that pretty fast, but we want to make sure that, that we have time. I'm going to share a link in the chat to our online web application. So if you click on that link, it will take you to a page that looks like this. Mm-hmm. And then if you have any problems, just message in the chat. And when you get here, you're just going to click Start New. And you will see the instrument that we're going to use for today. And so what we're asking you to do is just read the statement and react. We're not going to take a lot of time to do this. The idea is to get your initial reaction. You'll have time to process and talk about it in the dialogue. So you can just, click through. Here you'll have two modules, development, and then the next one will be knowledge and sustainability. And when you hit continue, you'll be able to see all of your responses for the dialogue. Does anyone have any questions or is having any problems that I can help?
We'd like to encourage people to have their cameras on because in the breakout rooms, we sort of like to have this sort of face-to-face, well, as much as you can be, dialogue. Yay! Great.
So when you're done responding to the instrument, if you can just type done in the chat, then we will move into breakout rooms. And if you would like to be in a room where there's captioning, you can stay. We'll have one group in the main room and one group in the breakout room.
Yes, so exactly. So if you would like to stay in the main room, because I'll be assigning the breakout rooms, please send me a message privately because the main room will have the live captioning or subtitles. So if you would like that, just stay in the main room. Otherwise, I will move half of you into a breakout room and that will happen soon. So just as soon as you have finished it, type done into the chat and I will start moving the first group who finished first into the breakout room.
Thank you.
And Marisa, Anna, which one of you
Yes.
would like to go into the breakout room?
It doesn't matter.
I can go in the breakout room.
Okay, Marisa, I'll assign you into that one.
Oh, please resend a link. Okay.
It's active in my...
Yes, I think it should be. Can people not click on it? Is that a problem?
You can also copy and paste it, but I try to get it in there active. That's my goal anyway.
It does work. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
So it's nearly 5:02. I was going to say 5 to 10. It's 5 to, was it 5 to 12 in Brisbane? So will we spend about 20-25 minutes, do you think, Marisa?
Yes, we should probably be back by 10:15-ish to get, or 10, no later than 10:18. I don't want to be weird with numbers, but yeah. Yes, when you finish and hit continue, it should just show you your responses.
Okay, I'm going to open up the breakout room now. It should automatically move you in there, so you won't need to do anything. Thank you for all those people who have told me that they would like to stay in the main room, and we'll go from there. So we'll have about 9 or 10, I think, in the breakout room.
Great.
I think that should be fine.
Yeah, if we do about 20 minutes, that's good.
Great, here we go.
Thank you.
So Adam, do I just should I just start? Or
Yeah,
is everyone is everyone in the breakout room? Yeah, right. Okay, so I can't see, like as I said before, I'm not going to force people to have their cameras on, but we'd love to see your faces. Okay, but at least if you put your mics on, because this really is an interactive workshop. And I'm just going to, and also I would invite people to, we can see your names on your screen sort of thing, but let us know where you're, you've said where you're from, most of you, but what about your affiliation? Are you a development practitioner? Are you an academic? Are you a student? That would be great to know too, right? And while you're doing that, I'm going to share the screen and I'm just going to go over some ground rules. Let me just see this for a minute. Okay. Let me just get onto this. Sorry, and I've got all these windows open too. Let's just. Okay, wait a minute. So let me just get this. Okay. I just wanted to go to the ground rules just quickly, just so that people, we're sort of in this together. Okay, so they're really, really simple. Be kind, be honest, and be present, right? So what the idea is to critique ideas and not people. Share your perspective and respect others. Share the air. Confidential issues stay here. And everyone follows and upholds ground rules. And we end on time, okay? So, and as Marisa said, we are the facilitators, but we're not really the facilitators in a sense where we like people to sort of start this off themselves. Sorry. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen because I would prefer to see whoever wants to sort of start. So we've given you the dialogue or the instrument, right? And maybe we can start. Does anybody want to start with a particular prompt that may have angered them or made them feel passionately sort of think yes or something like that? Sort of passionate response. The floor is yours.
Yeah, if I can start. Hi, my name is Apolosi. I'm currently a student, just about to finish my program. I'm interested in the research area. My prompt was on question 2. Development ideas should come primarily from those whom development projects are designed. I think I'm speaking from the context of a developing country from the Pacific Islands. And I sometimes struggle to interact with development frameworks that are introduced externally, partners from external partners into our country, I find the difficulties in the area of implementations of those frameworks. Because sometimes we have to change our processes and some of our cultures to comply. And I think some of these frameworks, it sort of requires us to adhere and to comply some of the requirements in those frameworks, and it's quite difficult, and it really needs to change how we do things in our organizations or even in the community. And it's quite a struggle because the implementations or those conflicts causes delays in the implementations and what we are looking at. So my learnings from that is how we need to develop those frameworks that can be contextualized, that meet the current culture of the community or the focus areas. Thanks.
Thank you, Apollos. Well, that might be an interesting place to start. Do other people have some thoughts about that or some comments?
My name's Adam. I work for the University of Queensland in their international development team. Just kind of following on from Apollos's comments, particularly in the first screen, number 2 and 3. I think theoretically these are questions and comments that people would like to achieve, but in practice, it actually takes quite intricate skills to be able to do that well. And I think it's often lost and missed in terms of cultural context and understanding of local knowledge. And I think theoretically people like to do it, but often in practice it doesn't happen.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the challenges. And Adam, I just wanted to know, so you're talking about the power dynamics among development actors need not be addressed for a program to be successful. I think, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Does anybody else? Thanks for bringing it out, because I actually think that's a really important one, right? That yes, we think about it in the theory, but I mean, I'd love to hear from people who are in sort of working in the practice now. I know this is something that it probably wasn't sort of wasn't addressed enough, like when I was working in development, but I don't think things have changed that much actually. Yeah. And I suppose it also then prompts, and then, okay, so what needs to happen for that to sort of for that to be addressed, where it just becomes not just something theoretical, but something actually that does happen in the practice.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, so my name is Husna. I am a student in University of Sydney. I'm just about to complete in 1 semester. So I'm talking about like the power dynamics with respect to the country I belong to, India.
Yes.
So, yeah, so I see the power dynamics, I think it should be addressed more, because I see there is a complete imbalance between the group it delivers and the community. Like there is a complete break between what the community wants and what it is being delivered. So, like I'm not into the practice, but I do observe what's happening because I study in that direction. So I see how the actors who are developing are just delivering, but there is no community engagement going on. It would be great if I can learn from this workshop what's the ways to enhance community engagement, but I think there should be some willingness from the authorities as well. Yeah.
So can I just ask you, it's Husna?
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I get your name wrong. Yeah. Can I just ask you, so when you're saying, like, are you talking about like NGOs, development NGOs and the communities?
Yeah, developer NGO, not development NGOs, the projects being developed by the government. The government delivering the projects and the community. So yeah, I think just before this workshop, I just attended where they were talking about community-led water management strategies.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
They were talking about how the culture mapping, everything is done, how the knowledge systems are integrated. It's a very good perspective, like how we integrate the knowledge systems. But when there is no community engagement going on, it's just unilateral and not what the community wants.
Oh, yes, definitely. I suppose what we're trying to do with the dialogue, right, is to encourage that reflexivity, right? Yeah. And so that people are aware. And of course, you know, because I don't know if anybody, when it was listened to Deb Chapman in her sort of presentation earlier on this morning, and when, you know, she was talking about the way that a lot of it has to do with self-awareness of development practitioners, right? And even though we are all aware that there are a lot of structural issues and structural factors that really inhibit change to happen, you know, sort of on a big scale, but it has to start from somewhere. So those power dynamics have to be, we have to be aware of them at all the different levels. And that's really hard. You know, as Evan said before, we know about it theoretically, but in the practice, it's really difficult because I think a lot of the times, because a lot of it is reliant on money too, you know, the funding that's coming down from whether it's government funding, whether it's bilateral funding, whether it's international NGO funding, whether it's foundational funding. That's what makes it. It's sort of it's complex. But I think that if we don't talk about them and make these problems or issues visible, then we go nowhere, right? But I'm talking too much. I want to hear more from people. Thank you.
Yeah.
And people can sort of talk about another prompt, that also maybe sort of created a response for you. I think one of the biggest problems, I think, in sustainable development is how we understand sustainable development, right? Just the term sustainable has so many different meanings. And I think that in itself has its limitations, right? So I'm going to sort of suggest, what do people think about sustainability requires the equal moral consideration of humans and non-humans? People disagree with that. People agree with that. Not really sure. Yeah, that would be great to sort of get some feedback, right?
Maybe I'll chip in. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello.
Yeah, right.
Anthony.
He managed to log in. Thank you.
Did you manage to get to the instrument again? Because I noticed that
yeah, so I've had a quick look at it. Would be interesting to see the distribution of responses at some point. But I think one of the key issues that seems to be especially valuable is or arises through the insertion of some keywords like equal, for example. Equal consideration will stimulate a lot of discussion, whereas just saying should involve consideration of human and non-human, probably everyone would agree. So in a sense, I think there's quite strategic placement of those sorts of words, or those should be thought about quite carefully in opening out a discussion on any of these particular themes. So I think that's what provokes the response. Is it absolute?
Yes.
If you use words like always, primarily, equal.
Right. Well, and okay, so let us know. What do you think? If we are, it's sustainability. Yes. Does it require
I would say, yeah, I mean, I said equal, I ticked that box, but I probably would put one or two steps away from equal. So it definitely should involve consideration. I think our primary considerations are around people at this point in development settings, but with a strong emphasis on non-human animals and other living beings as well. Absolutely. The earth, the environment are all absolutely important components.
Yes, I agree. I think sustainability needs to sort of, move away from, and I think that's one of the problems. It's one of the limitations that I see with sustainability is the fact that it's very stuck in that anthropocentric sort of framework, right, which is purely just human-centered, rather than taking into account the whole environment. And I think that's where one of the troubles is with our climate crisis, right? We have dominated it for so long, right? But yes, thank you, Anthony. Suzanne, I'm just seeing your chat messages. I'm not too sure. Adam, is it possible for the link to be copied?
I'll send it to Suzanne.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And also, I mean, did anybody else have any other thoughts about that particular prompt, number 3, that's on the knowledge and sustainability module? So yes, when we run these workshops like for 3 hours, right, you have a bit more time to sort of like, people will say, what did you put for that, right? Agree or disagree on, and it's really interesting to seeing how people will differ, right? Depending on, and that's what makes the dialogue really interesting, because people will say, well, okay, why I thought that or whatever, right? So that's, yeah, so thank you. I'm just a bit conscious of time. We could probably have another 5 minutes. But I don't know, does anybody else have a particular prompt that they had a reaction to, or would like to sort of mention?
Yeah, I'm looking at prompt number 5. Sorry.
On which one?
On
development?
Yes.
Okay, yes, that's it. Yeah, development actions aim to reduce levels of poverty, but often perpetuate structural injustice. What did you think about that one, Apollosi?
I put 4, but I think I need to put it on 3 because it can be true. I think some of the development actions have a very noble purpose, which is to reduce poverty. But I think the structural injustice is an opportunity that were found during the implementations of the development programs. But I think sometimes it's found as a threat by the leaders because it confuses the focus of the development actions again. But I think I see it as an opportunity because a lot of structural injustices result in poverty. Yes. And I think it's how do we manage those two, those two aspects, because it's the people who are suffering, but the threats to those who are in authority are also threatened by what has been found. And I think that was, speaking from a development context, country context, and it's something. I found it very interesting because those conflicts can take long.
Yes.
And people are still suffering. It's trying to resolve the conflicts of, identifying and how to resolve injustice. But at the same time, the people are still suffering and sort of, misposition the focus of the development actions. And I thought just to say that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Apollosi. And no, I think that's what from if I understood you correctly, in a sense that sometimes we don't address the root causes of poverty, right? Which are sort of structurally sort of caused, right? We want to think about more like a band-aid measure or sort of a very short-term response rather than thinking about the root causes because it's easier, right? Did anybody else maybe have some comments on that one?
I've got a more general comment,
yes,
or just sort of relating an experience. So some years back, we were involved with developing something that we called the Health and Peace Building filter, which identified a whole range of different characteristics of on the ground activities that in the end we thought did do more good than harm, and they had to fulfill certain characteristics, like a sensitivity to the prior conflict, sensitivity to the cultural environment, building trust, anyway, a range of things like that, with some statements under each of those. And we designed a tool which used the same sort of Likert scale that you've got with agree to disagree and I don't know, or not applicable. And it was initially designed partly to help evaluate activities, but we found that its most useful function was within organizations and within community settings to get people around a table to independently assess and then discuss their findings as to whether they believed the project was, for example, sensitive to the cultural context in which it was operating, and a range of different stakeholders would then rate that comment. Some would agree, some would disagree. And again, it was exactly the sort of point that you're making, that becomes the center for a dialogue and a discussion, and people might be drawing on different experiences. So there might have been some things that were done particularly well, and some things that are done poorly, and it sort of puts them on the table to discuss and then chart a way forward. So it's a very similar, I mean, it's almost a similar structure. I'm not sure what your other modules are, but it was very valuable in that sense, in getting things on the table, creating, I mean, obviously has to work within a trusting environment where people feel able to share their views and exchange ideas and move forward.
No, I agree, and I think it can be used in very different levels, right? As we've sort of seen, because you can use it within the community, you can use it within the NGO, or you can use it between the NGO and the community.
Absolutely.
And so, and it can be like how we develop these modules, as we said in the sort of introduction, is that we work with the organization who we're working with, or the community or whatever, and dependent on the topics that they want, not so much what we want, right? These prompts have been devised by us because as a sample, sort of thing, but they're very much, we would work with whoever we're working with in developing these modules together. So that helps too, in sort of seeing what their needs and what their perspectives are to begin with, right? And how we can sort of help them maybe sort of think outside the box, or just sort of bring in another dimension, right, as well. And as not all of us on the TDI are philosophers, but some of us are. And so we also bring in an ethical dimension as well, thinking about sort of like, not only about the harms that we may generate, but also thinking about responsibility and, sort of the ethical implications of development work as well, which sometimes gets ignored or not really not really noticed. Okay, I think we're nearly running out of time, but did anybody sort of wanted to, yes, that's fine. One more minute. I think we've got 1 minute. Yes. Anybody want to raise another sort of a comment on another particular prompt?
Can I add one?
Yes, please.
Oh yes, thank you. So I'm a bit late joining this room actually, but what I'm think that is interesting here is it's about power dynamic. I'm from Indonesia actually. I'm a government employee, but I'm now studying at UQ doing my PhD. But as a government employee, I many times see that the NGO usually have a good work, good project, but it lasts a short day. I mean, like if they finish the program, it's just done, and the government usually don't have any willingness to continue or to follow up what the NGO has done. So it's just like you spend money for like 2 or 5 years and then it's done. And no more. I mean, the people where the NGO work. So they just and then after they will back to their old life like this. Before so it's like you waste money like that. I would like to say that you only waste money like 5 years. The donor has put your money to this kind of project, and after 5 years when the NGO leave that place, and the people back to their old life like that. So what I want to say is like it is good for the NGO to embrace the government. I mean, not only Indonesia is a large country, and we still, even though we are now decentralized, we are now decentralized system, but it is good for me. I think if we embrace the central government, if you want to because the funding for the region is still I mean managed by the central government, so it's all about funding. If you, even though the NGO provide very excellent programs, and if the government doesn't want to follow up that programs, it's useless. Yeah. So
yeah, Marlene, you're definitely, yes, that's another problem within the development system, if you like, right?
Yeah.
The continuity of work and it links to sustainability as well,
Yeah.
very much so, right? Of sustainability of projects, of programs. Yes, very much.
Yeah. like I see one NGO in western part of Indonesia. It's a microfinance NGO. They do the initiative with microfinance, assisting people with microfinance, and it works well. Yeah, and but it's still the NGO is still funded by the German government. So like that. But I don't know. The lot of what is that? A lot of good things happen with the people participate in the with the program like that. So it still happen right now. Yeah,
right.
But it, yeah.
You think this needs to happen for a longer time?
Yeah, a longer time. As long as the funding from the donor still available, so the program is there. But when it stopped and you hand it over to the government, oh, I'm not sure it's gonna be sustain. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Marlene. And now we have to welcome back our other participants. And I'd love to hear about how that went in your room. And we are running out of time, so we have like 5 minutes to the end of our session.
Adam said we can go a teeny bit over because there's a break. So
well, as long as people don't mind that. But
yes, if people need to take your break, please do.
Yeah. Go ahead, Marisa.
No, I was just going to put up our little reflection here. And then if you have questions that you want us to address, you can, if you want to put those in the chat, then we can look at those and get those going. But we wanted to just reflect for a minute. And if people wanted to share maybe what they learned about their own values and assumptions, that would be great. You can put it in the chat, or you can use the Zoom raise hand and share with us. We'll just take a few comments. And we also just wanted to talk a little bit. Oh, I see a chat.
Yeah, thanks. Is that a Pelosi?
Yeah, different from others. Yeah. I think one thing we noticed in our room too, with the prompts, and that's how they're designed, is that people were interpreting them differently. And we had lots of discussion and discussion about Indigenous worldviews and how the perspective of those would change greatly. And so people in our room were trying to inhabit both worldviews based on their experience and think about how other people would respond to those, particularly Indigenous communities. So that was very interesting.
Yeah, in our sort of breakout rooms, it was a lot to do with the couple of the people that actually sort of were talking about their experience were from Indonesia, Pacific Islands, India, and like power dynamics and sort of interesting things like that. So too much to talk about even in half an hour, right? Yeah.
So like Anna mentioned in the beginning, this can be a 3 to 4 hour dialogue because, a workshop with a 90-minute, usually we have a 90-minute dialogue because it takes a little while, right, for people to get into their groove and thinking about what they want to say. And as many of you said, I think Danette was mentioning that, she read the prompt really fast and reacted and then kind of took a step back, thought more, right? And it's a lot of processing to sort of peel back the layers and the language, and that takes time. So Anthony said, focus more on the method as opposed to the content of the issues. Yeah.
That's what he did. Which is great. It was interesting to hear your view, Anthony.
Yep. So one key point is that using definitive terms always primarily must provokes discussion and open things up. It definitely can. And then there's a question: how do we involve those who do not have the voice in the table? the $1 million question, the most important question.
Well, one of the first ways is to have them at the table, right? That's one of the first steps, that you need to have them at the table, right? So getting them to the table is also can be challenging, right? But it's getting them to the table, right? But that's really important, and they need to be at the table, right? Yeah.
Anyone have any other either reflections about the dialogue and how that felt for you, or thoughts or questions for Anna and I about how it works or how it might work in your work that you're doing?
I got a question which is really about, so what would be, in your view, the preconditions for the kind of groups you could bring together in this way? Because it seems to me you could put, I don't know, let's say Trump supporters and non-Trump supporters into a room with this kind of thing, and it may be less than productive. I mean, I guess, what if, when you think about this stuff, what kind of groups, what kind of authority do they require in order to be able to have this discussion? Or would you put Trump and non-Trump supporters in the same room?
Yeah, that's a great question. So generally, we're looking to put people in a room together who are working towards a common goal, right? They have some common goal together. They may not agree about how to the way to get there, or exactly what it entails, or some details about that, but they have some common goal or common purpose together. We will be testing this with some truth and reconciliation groups in the U.S. actually in July, that are working hard in different communities on, and that's from a just more of a conflict resolution, dispute resolution standpoint. So I'll have more to say on that then, Chris, but currently what we're really working on groups of people. They could not know each other, or they could have worked together for a while, but it does usually help if they have some common goal, or common interest at least.
Okay, so this is a question for Adam. Okay, this is, how do you make up for the balance between theory and practice? Oh, we can talk about best practice, but it's very difficult to enact this in your work, particularly when you take into account people's ability to reflect on how they work and understand the intersections of who they're working with, the impacts of political structures and funding. You know what? I always think that there has to be a balance. There has to be enough theory and enough practice. I think, Paulo Freire, I always love his work, but what he said was pure activism is not good, right? And sort of pure sort of intellectualism or pure theorism is not good either. So I think, and for me, the balance is sort of 50-50, right? Both have to sort of like nurture each other, if you like. So, and now what it means, and I know some development practitioners may sort of, wince at academics and think, sort of thing, right? I think that, especially philosophers, we get a bad rap, right? I think we're useless, hopeless, and can't be any help. And I think that's not true, right? I think practitioners can learn from us just as philosophers can learn from practitioners. We have to work together much more, right? So I think the answer to that question, Adam, is we have to work together more. And I think that's one of the great things about RDI, is that the network is there, is a space for academics and practitioners, but I'm talking too much. Right.
It was discussed that we need to focus on both living and non-living for sustainability, but it also depends upon the objectives of the organization, because they are answerable for the resources used and efforts made in this regard. Keeping this view, how can we do it?
I know.
That prompt got some play in our group too, right? And it does make me think about that. Yes,
and I was saying it to our group. I think sort of one of the problems for me is that the concept of sustainability is sometimes misunderstood, distorted, and understood in very different ways, right? So I think we have, for sustainability, we need to extend the understanding to non-humans. I mean, you know, that's the idea. So we have to think about, and especially with climate crisis, we cannot think about. So there needs to be change, you know, whether we want theory of change or paradigm shifts. Yeah, it just, we do need to change our way of thinking about sustainability and the environment, right? I'm sorry, that might be seen too theoretical, right? Right. Yeah.
Are there other questions? I want to make sure that people get a break. I had another conference this week, so I've spent a lot of time in front of Zoom, and I'm sure you've had, you're just getting your day started. We don't want to wear you out too much. Take every 20 minutes, you're supposed to look away from your computer, 20 feet away for 20 seconds, okay? That's right. Straight from doctors.
Right, but these are great
You
questions. They're great questions. I really like these. Yeah. So maybe we should finish there, Marisa.
Yeah, I posted a link to our website. There's more information about our work there. There's articles there. If you don't have access to an article, but you'd like it, please feel free to email Anna or I will, Anna, if you want to put I'll put my email address in the chat. I'll put our toolbox one and then mine, and you should feel free to reach out to us. I'm happy to share any of our information with you or answer questions.
And if you're interested in the dialogue, yeah, you're interested in the dialogue, let us know. We'll help you.
Yeah, we appreciate everyone's engagement too. It was great.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Anna and Marisa, for joining us. We will have a break now. I think the next sessions are starting at around 1 hour's time. So enjoy your break and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thanks for your help.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Adam, for all your help too.
No problem.